Good morning, guys. Is it still morning? Yes, it is still morning. My name is Edward. I come from Malaysia. So today I'm going to talk about how to do config management on FreeBSD by using Puppet. Okay. So my name is Edward Tan. Just in case I speak too fast, please let me know. I'm kind of nervous. Okay. Okay, some disclaimer first. Okay, I only represent myself, and what I tell here is only true to whatever I'm going to present, but not in other contexts. Okay, and disclaimer: I am not affiliate with Puppet Labs, which is the company that comes up with this tool, but they do promise me that I can use this version of open source version of the Puppet. So I'm not a vendor. Okay. Before I begin, I just want to know my audience are mainly administrators. Wow. I think I don't have to ask the next question already, right? Oh, okay. I can skip all this. Wow. Okay. There is a lot of administrators here. Okay. So at least my talks are a bit relevant because this is actually targeting towards a system administrator. It's supposed to make your life easier. Okay, who am I? I'm a blogger. I have my own blogs. It's on cybermonkey.net. This actually records my daily findings on technical side of my life. And I also maintain a planet. The planet is actually just aggregating blogs from the ones that I read and I find interesting. It's also focused on BSD. Okay, I'm also an author, so-called. I've written 2 articles for BSD magazine. Okay, it's not too long, just a few pages only. And one of them is actually on the topic of Puppet, how to install and configure just a basic setup on FreeBSD. Okay, I'm a speaker. So previously I spoke in Puppet Camp Southeast Asia. It was a much more smaller one compared to this. It's about less than 50 audience. And after this, after 12 o'clock, I think I have the bragging rights to tell people that I actually spoke in EuroBSDcon. It's a privilege for me to come over here and speak. Okay, what am I doing? I'm a happy system administrator, mainly because I'm administrating FreeBSD. It's a platform that is very stable. Okay. These are the usual servers that I actually set up and maintain and configure. Okay. Of course, this is not the full list that I'm doing, simply because my company is not too big, so on resource side is a bit less. Okay. I do some scripting on Perl and shells. But unfortunately, mainly the script that I do on production is all on Born shell or Born Again shell bash, simply because the administrator that my colleagues are actually not too proficient in Perl, nor myself, but I just like the programming language. Okay, rest of the time I'm just messing around with FreeBSD. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm here to tell that the kind of sysadmin life that I'm having. Okay, how do I make it easier for me so that I can draw more free time out of my sysadmin life and to do something else that is more pleasure. Okay, how can you have it also if you have never used config management on administrating servers? Okay, and of course I have to prove to you that what I'm saying here is not bullshit. Sorry. Okay, what I'm saying here is all facts. Okay, I'm going to do a little demo. Okay, okay. I am taking care more than 60 servers. I myself alone. The company that I'm working for is a ISP in Malaysia. And as I told you just now, that the resource is a bit limited. But luckily, I'm still a happy system administrator because 80% of it are FreeBSD. Okay, before I joined the company. All are actually Linuxers, and I managed to kick the penguin butt. Okay. Okay, most of the time, what do I do on these servers? At this stage, it's all new deployment. Maybe a month, I have to deploy maybe 1 to maximum of 2 servers on FreeBSD that running different IP-related network-related servers, DHCP, DNS, and all these things. Okay, and also the most taxing part is actually the migration of these servers. We're actually adopting virtual machine VMware. We are actually moving most of our servers from physical machines to VMware to save costs. Okay. Of course, new projects, new services. Okay. We are also in the middle of fixing up some standard on disaster recovery, meaning to say that if the building that we are working at is actually also our data center, our main data center, if that so happen burn down, the business has to be continued. So disaster recovery is one of the areas that we're looking at. So I will need to duplicate the servers under my care to another location. Okay. Redundancy, same thing. If this server goes down, even though the data center is not burned down yet, I still need another set of services or server to take care of the existing one. Okay. The policy need to be applied automatically. These are the policy that some of the policies that I will need to apply across all the servers I have by running NTPD instead of using NTPDate. Reason being that NTPD constantly will keep up the time to the accurate of the time. Rather than using NTPDate, you run as a cron job, by every hour. But then because most of my servers are in VMware, so by the time of the server can actually skew a lot across 1 hour if the VMware is too busy. Okay. Of course, I use SSH, no telnet. I use sudos to separate privilege for the users that need to log into these servers. Okay. The servers that I have actually span across in DMZ and also internal network. So because of these 2 sets of servers, I will have to set different DNS on different set of servers. Of course, the internal one will only able to use the internal DNS, which is of course private IP. Whereas the DMZ one, of course, they can go out anywhere in the internet by using external DNS. Okay, syslog-d is just for me to pump the logs that I have to a central place so that in case something happens, I can search for it. Okay. I myself, if managing 60 servers, it's not too fun if I constantly have to work on these 60 servers, and also things are happen simultaneously rather than individual one by one queuing up. It doesn't happen that way in my life, my working life. Okay. Before I met Puppet, I actually try to look for some other ways of managing all the configurations and installations of all these servers. I tried using SVN a very short while, meaning to say that I kept a central repository of all the configurations so that when a new server comes up, I just do XVN export to that server, and then it will put all the configuration file in place. That is good enough, but it is still lack of system integration because it doesn't create the necessary install the necessary services by using SVN. It doesn't run the service if I want. If I happen to change the configuration file, I will still need to manually log in and restart the services or reload the services. Okay. I don't know whether you guys heard of CSSH. It's actually a tool, I think written by using Perl, I think. What it does is actually it logs in simultaneously to predefined servers, and whatever you type within the CSSH console, it will be done on all the servers that you define open. This is cool because I have about 12 DNS servers spreading across three locations, And sometimes I need to do simple things to add in new zones onto these servers. I use this tool. But this tool is only good when I'm doing the same monolithic thing onto these servers. But the servers that I have are not on same row, meaning they are DNS, they are Radius, they are some other application servers, each doing different thing. So CSH is only helping me if I'm doing the same thing on simultaneous server. So it doesn't do well when it comes to managing configurations and also setting up new servers. Okay, I tried bconfig and Edge, but the problem is I never like HTML text because my eyes are small and I can't read the text properly. Okay, most of the time text doesn't look good, but rather it actually looks like this to me. Okay. I actually look into CF Engine also, but it is good. It looks promising. I think, it's one of the earliest tools to come out on in config management. It is very matured because it has exists a long time. It is modular. You can use different modules to do different things. But the problem is the word Puppet just sounds better than CF Engine. That's the reason why I choose Puppet. But there are other reasons. Why do I choose Puppet? Because the documentation is very easy to access and also very easy to learn. I will show you later how do I set up. Okay, there's even a step-by-step guide. If you want to try on it, they even give you a virtual machine that actually runs in VirtualBox or VMware. Surprisingly, the language that used to define the task to be applied on the server is easy. It's called DSL, and it's based on a client-server model, which I like it a lot because I just run the client at the server, and it will just grab the necessary action from the master, and it will just apply on it. Okay. It also manages other platforms as well, if you're interested. It also manages, okay, the master, that means the central server can be FreeBSD, Linux, FreeBSD or Linux only, and the client can be on Linux, Windows, or even Cisco. I'm actually looking into managing some of my switches by using Puppet. Okay. Best of all, it works very well with FreeBSD. The installation, of course, is in the pods. As usual, you can do the make install clean, and it can manage services. These are just a few of the points. Okay, on file system related, the Puppet is able to tell the client to create the necessary file and directory with the permission you want. Of course, it doesn't limit it to physical file. It also can manage symbolic link. Okay. It's available through pods. This one line can actually get you installed and start running. Any question? If you got any question, just interrupt. Okay, how does it help me? To me, a quality of a system administrator has to have these three things, at least. He has to be lazy. He cannot be like a diligent guy that actually looks on the terminal every day doing the same old thing. To me, this is not too smart. Okay, and Puppet actually helps me when I only need to set up the manifest or the resource once, and I can apply across to different servers. Okay, of course, if you set up the manifest smart enough, you can actually adapt, accept parameters and adapt the parameters and apply it on different servers. Okay, the system administrator has to be impatient. You don't want an administrator spending maybe 3 months just to set up an Apache server. Okay, the Puppet has very excellent, easy to learn DSL. It's a domain-specific language, which is the language to tell Puppet what to do. And the documentation is easy to pick up for start. And there's a reference of all the resources or meta parameters available that you can just pick up and apply. Okay. Most of the time, most of my time actually is I only read a few times the guide on how to set up Puppet, and the rest of the time, and even until now, I just refer to the reference only. So it actually shows that Puppet is quite easy to set up. And I have to be a bit arrogant because if I am too humble, I won't keep myself up to date. And by learning Puppet, actually, I can tell the whole world that I have a lot of free time as a system administrator when using Puppet deploying servers. Actually, all these three qualities was being plucked from Larry Wall's book. He's the he's the creator of Perl language. Okay. What can it do? Okay, it actually manages these things. These are actually called resources. And more, it actually can use template. Template meaning that you can actually specify a set of lines or character words or configuration file with the variables inside it, so that when it applies on different hosts, you just pass in the parameter, it will just comes up with the correct value. Example, the /etc/host file. Class is actually a function to programming language. The class also support parameter passing into it so that it can apply it. Okay, it comes with all these very declarative keywords. These are the ones that actually usually used, but it doesn't limit to this list. Required, ensure, has restart, has status, subscribe. I'll show more when it comes to the demo. Okay. Usually, how do I prepare my server before I know about Puppet? Typically, this is how I'm doing it. Hopefully, you can read the fonts. Sorry, it's a bit dark here. Actually, have this ugly bombshell thing that look through the array, and actually it's not array. Look through the list of ports to install, and this is not even configuration yet. Okay, before I know about Puppet. Okay, what is not good about it? You have to answer one by one of the options when the port starts installing. Okay, the painful part is when you need to deploy more than 3 servers. Imagine that, answering all the same prompts across all servers. And the configuration of the services is still not yet set up with that script. I still have to individually go into all these servers and do it before I use Puppet. Okay, after that, I get to know Port Master. And Port Master gets my life a bit slightly easier. That means previously the lines of servers it does, I can accomplish by using one line only. But it is still not good enough because the installation of the ports, I still have to answer the prompts of what options to enable for that ports, FreeBSD ports. And worse, the configuration of the services are still not yet done by using these things. I still have to individually go into these servers and set up the services. Okay, with Puppet, there's a file called site.pp. And this file actually dictates what function or what action that you want to apply on that particular server. Of course, there's only one line. These lines actually we need to write in some manifest, okay, which is quite simple. Later I'll show it out. This is the configuration file layout of Puppet. Because Puppet is installed through ports, so the configuration actually resides in user local etc Puppet, as usual. Okay, the files directory is the one that actually you put in the configuration files that you want to push it down to the clients. Okay, and the file server conf is actually the place that you set up secret permissions that what client can come here and grab what resources. Resources can be files, can be a manifest, or can be anything. It can actually support that. That means once you set up the master, doesn't mean that all of your clients are legitimate to come here and grab anything they want. It doesn't mean that. Okay, this is the file to control it. Okay, manifest, of course, this is the functions that, the classes is the set of functions I'm going to write and then apply it onto the clients. which is servers. Okay, it also supports modules. Modules meaning if you were to manage MySQL server, for example, you can actually use modules that are available in Puppet's repository, download it, and manage the database itself. Okay, this is one of the example. But the module directory actually also for me to store my templates, the file templates. Okay, finally is the Puppet configuration file. You define the behavior, how you want Puppet to behave. Okay, essentially for Puppet master, the initial configuration file just need all these things. Okay, this is just a summary of the previous slide, and the client doesn't need to do anything. I'll show you later why is it so. How do I install Puppet onto FreeBSD? Naturally, use ports, and it requires Ruby, so the compilation time will take some time. And it has to, my approach is to use port upgrade. It actually supports a few ways of installing ports or managing ports on FreeBSD. One of them is using PKG * tools. Unfortunately, it doesn't support PKG-ng yet, hopefully. I uses the port upgrade, reason being that it will always use the source ports as the install options. If I were to use the PKG * tool, it sometimes mixes with a binary, and I'm skeptical about mixing binary packages and source. Okay, okay, we have some time here. I'll do a demo. This demo is a bit long, and I don't know how many times that I'm left with. Sorry? Yes, I think the schedule I'm supposed to end is by 12. I still got maybe less than 15 minutes. Hopefully, I have to do it fast enough. Okay, 25. Okay, I won't go through how to set up Puppet Master and client. Reason being that you can actually find all these resources on the documentation, or you can actually refer to the article that I wrote on BSD magazine. It's not too hard. You just follow the example down there, and the master and clients is already set up. What I'm going to show you is how easy to write manifest on Puppet, so that you can start managing your servers with it. Okay, on Puppet Master, these are the configuration files that I've already prepared. I'll show you in a while. And this is the door. I call it the Puppet door. It is actually the client that Puppet is managing. Okay, it is freshly set up with only all these packages. As you can see, that I only set up Puppet, port upgrade. I'm using Port Master as a packaging tool. That's all. So over this demo, I'm going to show you how I set up services. Okay, the command to run on all this is, hold on. Over here, cd into manifest. Okay, this is the file site.pp, which it defines, something. Okay, these are the classes I'm supposed to apply later, but let's remove it all. Okay. So let's go into here, class. Okay, these are the files that actually resides under classes, and these are the manifests that I've already pre-written it to apply on the server. Example, let's have a look at ports related, and these file names actually don't have to be related to Puppet, because what matters is it will import all these so-called manifests into Puppet repository in the master. Actually, over here you can see that these are the way of how to write manifests. It actually uses keyword. Example, if I were to do Nginx, to install Nginx, first I define what I'm going to do is to do something on package. And the package name is this, by default, okay? Yes?
So I can see that it says package and not port, so will it work on Linux or?
No, the keyword is called package, but the provider that you are going to define whether it's a port, it's a package, all this.
So it's not abstract. It will only work with BSD.
Oh no, it actually works with BSD, Linux, even Windows or Cisco. Okay, later I will show you the documentation that actually on this particular resource name called package, it supports what kind of providers, we call it providers. Okay. I need to tell the Puppet client to make sure that this particular package is actually installed, even though it's being called package, it's actually I'm using ports. Okay, and the provider is using port upgrade. Okay, if I were to use binary instead, I can actually specify PKG over here, and you actually use PKG asterisk tool to install. But still on BSD, I cannot determine to ask it. Sorry? You're asking me whether is it FreeBSD only?
No, I'm telling you that FreeBSD is not want to use false, but that's not true for all of them.
Oh, okay. So on OpenBSD, you mean that I can actually use binary? Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, good to know, but I haven't tried OpenBSD yet. Okay, so package, and this is on service. Okay, the sequence of the package and the service doesn't mean that you run that first, and then you run this. It's actually it has its own algorithm on which one to apply. So often we need to tell Puppet that you have to do this first before do that. So what we do is we use this kind of keywords like required. Example, I already defined that package is Nginx and then to install it, but I can tell after installing it, I need to restart the services. But before restarting that services, this keyword will actually tell Puppet that first, you need to do something on this package, which is already predefined above it. And it will actually make sure that this is installed, if it's not installed yet. And after installing it, it will do the service. So you can actually define relationship in between resources. Okay, these are a slightly more complicated one. Let's look at something slightly simple. Okay, what I'm going to show you is this is how I'm going to tell Puppet that by using this name, which I really predefined just now, by install tmax and make sure that it's using a port upgrade. Of course, you can define multiple names. Okay, over here. Okay, as you can see, the list of here, tmax is not installed yet. So what I'm going to do is to tell it. Oh, sorry, I have not shown you that. Where did I define? Okay, it's over here. Okay, whenever you see the node call EuroBSDcon -dol at .aritan.net, apply the action called single tmax. Okay. So what it will do is we come to here, we will run this command, this one. Okay, what it does is actually ask Puppet to act as an agent and do this command only one time. Don't run into background and demonize it. The reason I do this is because as of version 2.7, okay, as of version 2.7, there's a memory leak issue on Puppet client when run as services. So it actually leaks a lot. When the time comes about within a week, I think my 1 gig RAM is finished leaking.
Is there any way to push the configuration?
Yes, it has. If you can read the article I write on it, actually you can actually specify Puppet from the server side. You can do Puppet kick And then you actually ask the client to come and grab the information. Okay, you can actually do it the other way around. Okay, it is doing it now, installing Tmux. Unfortunately, I left only 5 minutes. So if any of you guys are interested to see the full demo, you can come and see me. I'll just do it because everything is prepared over here. I think because I started late, that's why I can't take up the next speaker's time. Okay. In short, now it's actually installing it. The problem is if you look at the output, it doesn't tell you what is it currently doing. Instead, if I were to be first time running this, I actually think that it's actually hang down there and don't know what is it doing. But in fact, Puppet has this very bad behavior that it doesn't tell you real time what is it doing now. But in fact, it is doing something else. Okay, no worries, later it will come out. But I need to skip very fast so that I can tell you what it can do. Okay, essential box. You can actually do more than one thing by defining one single class. Example, you can actually tell it to install this, install the utility Tmux, which is currently doing now. If I were to apply this particular class name called double Tmux, what it will do is it will actually grab the files in this directory. Okay, Puppet is the resource, and the file is a directory that in user local etc Puppet files, and I've already predefined the Tmux conf over here. Let me show you a quick one. You actually grab the files, local etc Puppet files / Tmux. Okay, you actually push this particular file down to the client. Okay. This is also one way of doing it. Okay. In fact, if you want to push different, if you want to do, example, when we install a port, we can actually configure it. I don't want to answer all those, I don't want to only take the default options from the port. I can actually predefine those options in a file, which I already stored over here, and tell Puppet that whenever installing this guy, make sure that this file is pushed to it. Example, over here. The package is security sudo. Make sure that it's installed. And before installing this thing, the package actually requires the file to be exist in the client. So what it does in ports, meaning that when ports start installing, it sees the option files in this vardb ports directory. It will actually uses those options. So you can actually pre-configure the ports to make sure that it configure in the way that you want. Okay. 1 more minute to go. And list VI ports related. Okay, these are slightly more complex options. Like example, this is the class. Actually uses this. The previous options was a bit monolithic. You tell it what it does, and then you just do it. That's all. But by using this particular class, I will pass in two different parameters. One parameter is the port name, which is it might be sysutil / Tmux. The other one is the options file. Tell it to grab the options file from the predefined directory and then push it down, and then it will just install it. This is slightly less generic, meaning that I can use this particular class for whatever ports that I want to install, be Apache, Nginx, MySQL, everything, by just doing this one, rather than creating multiple manifests on different kind of packages. Okay. You can also make sure that after installing the service is restarted by using this keyword. Make sure that it's already restarted, and before that, make sure that it is running, and it requires this. Okay. These are a few other options. This is also a way to configure. Okay. This is how to define a template. I actually uses template to manage my etc host file. This is one example, meaning that when you push a file down to /etc, grab the template over here. Okay. What is the template will look like? Modules. Okay, this is how it looks like. Typically, by default, actually uses these two. So this is the start of the template. IP address is the variable name. And this variable name is actually provided by one of the utility that comes with a Puppet, which is called Factor. We actually will search for the client's OS for different values. And then this is the variable name. Of course, you can predefine your own variable name. Example, username Edward, my name. And then you can just put username down there. And within the class manifest, you can define the name equals to what value. Okay, this is a way to do templating. Okay, it's already done for this. So let's check whether we hash tmux. It's done. It's already installed. Okay. Exit pkg info. Yep, it's already installed, but it takes some time when we don't have much. I think I'm supposed to end in now. Okay. 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 Skip 24. Okay, I will show you not all the features, so in case you are interested in the demo, come and see me. It's actually prepared on my laptop. And what I'm trying to say is every system administrator should at least use one config management tool, be it Puppet, be config or CF engine, but you have to use at least one so that it actually makes your life easier by deploying services, set up services, servers. Okay. To developers, this is a way that you can actually stage your production server. If you are the developer and also the system administrator, okay. To administrator, this will actually save you time rolling out services. To managers, bad news for the sysadmin. Managers, you should actually force your system administrator to use config management tool. Why? Because if he's not happy with you and he leaves the company and whatever black magic that he applies on those servers, it's known to you. It's known to you. Okay? So there are something missing that I don't like about Puppet is using port upgrade. It's a bit too heavy for me. I would prefer it to use port master, even better if it supports PKG NG2.
There is a package HC module available for Puppet.
Oh, okay. Version 2.7 or?
No, it's not yet included, but I think it will be included with version 3.
In a very soon.
Well, it's not merged yet.
Ah, okay. Wow, good to know, good to know. I know that the 3.0 is out in Puppet website, but I didn't know that the ports is actually having it. But I might wait for it. I will wait for it. Okay. So unfortunately, no questions. If you have any question, come and grab me. Okay. Yeah. This is the credits. I'm plugging from Larry Wall. Thank you very much.